Hi everyone. As you can see from the title, I am going to talk about WWE today, and basically do kind of a recap of what has been going on in the past couple of months, including what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. I will get there very, very soon. So, what has been happening to WWE? WWE has split the brands. It has happened before, a few years back, and there is even this huge thing, like there were matches between Raw and SmackDown, which were really, really good, and I hope that they do that again. But there was a split. Raw has its own roster, SmackDown has its own roster. SmackDown now is live on Tuesdays. Before it was a recorded show. And the managers and commissioners of the shows are on SmackDown is Shane McMahon, the commissioner, who came back after I don't know how many years he's been like off the screens of WWE. I don't know. And the general manager of SmackDown is Daniel Bryan. And if you know Daniel Bryan is, you know that he had an injury, a very severe injury to his neck. I think 2015, 2014, something like that. He had a very serious injury. He was out for a very long time. He came back, but he kind of hurt himself again, and the doctors said that he shouldn't wrestle anymore because it was too dangerous for him. So now he's the general manager of SmackDown Live. And in terms of Monday Night Raw, the commissioner is Stephanie McMahon, a previous Authority member, and the general manager is Mick Foley. And of course, with the split of the brand, you have to have a draft. And I'm not going to talk about how the draft happened, and it was kind of confusing and everything, but I'm going to say that the one very good thing about this draft was that both brands had chances to pick from NXT. And if you don't know what NXT is the developmental system of WWE. Before it was kind of bad. Before NXT was kind of bad, the developmental system. And Triple H kind of created NXT, and he's very involved with NXT now, more involved than it is with Raw or SmackDown or anything like that. So, I think you guys should watch it. NXT is really, really good, and there's a lot of very good talent down there, and a lot of the new kids on the block come from NXT, and they're very good, and people they love them. So the draft happened, but between the draft and the first Monday Night Raw of the new era, there was a pay-per-view. It was Battleground. The thing was, after Battleground, the titles kind of stayed with the same people. In terms of titles, Monday Night Raw got the women's title, the US title, and the tag team title. So the women's title at that point was with Charlotte, is back again with Charlotte. So the tag teams was with the New Day, is still with the New Day, and the US title was with Rusev, still with Rusev. But SmackDown got the WWE World Championship and got the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship is with The Miz, and the WWE World Championship is with Dean Ambrose. Now, Monday Night Raw has to have a WWE World Title. It's because it's the biggest show. It has to have a WWE title. So they created one, and they called it the WWE Universal Title. I will go by the looks of these new titles later on. I'm not going to talk about it right now. I will talk about it later. And so this Universal title was going to be disputed at SummerSlam, and Commissioner Stephanie McMahon and the general manager give the first slot for that match to Seth Rollins. And on the first Monday Night Raw, they did two four-way matches to decide who goes to face Rollins at SummerSlam. And the first four-way match was between Rusev, Owens, Cesaro, and with an amazing Raw debut with Finn Balor. And out of that match, Balor won. He went to the main event to face the winner of the second four-way match, which had Reigns, had Jericho, I think it had Sami Zayn, and I think it was Sheamus. I think it was Sheamus, the last one. And Roman obviously won that one. And at the main event, Finn Balor won the shot to go to SummerSlam and face Seth Rollins for the new Universal title. I think that day, Finn is going to remember that day forever because it was his birthday. And he comes on Raw. He's debuting on Raw. And he gets out winning a four-way match. And he beats Roman Reigns. Awesome birthday. I would think that was an awesome birthday. Then, leading on to SummerSlam, it was, I think, 4 weeks since the first Monday Night Raw of the new era to SummerSlam. And obviously WWE kind of picked on the tag teams between New Day and the Club with Anderson and Gallows, the feud between AJ and Cena, who are in SmackDown, the women's title, who Sasha Banks won the title on the first Monday Night Raw of the new era against Charlotte. So there was a rematch title for the women's championship on SummerSlam. Oh, Dolph Ziggler got his shot for the WWE World Championship on SummerSlam against Dean Ambrose. What else? Roman Reigns got a shot for the US title against Rusev. After this whole mess with wedding and cake and Lana, you have to watch it. You have to watch it. It's kind of hilarious, really. So we come to SummerSlam. Now, SummerSlam was 5 long hours. 3 hours of pay-per-view, 2 hours of pre-show. I don't know if a pay-per-view should be that long. And it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't that satisfying, I guess. It's kind of, mediocre, I guess. But there were some very good notes. On the pre-show, I enjoyed the combo of Neville and Sami Zayn. They were against the Vaudevillains. I really enjoyed that combo. That was a very good combo, and I enjoyed those two together. And I don't know, WWE hasn't been using this new talent from NXT as well as people would expect. I mean, you trained them to do this. You taught them how to do this business in WWE, so I don't really get why not use them. So, but then again, another good note was actually the SmackDown, the girls from SmackDown, the six tag team match in the pay-per-view. That was quite good. I like that. And we got a surprise with the return of Nikki Bella, replacing Eva Marie because she got suspended for a violation of the wellness policy. Now, this wellness policy has been kicking a lot of butt. A lot of butt. I mean, there have been people getting suspended one after the other. It's crazy. I don't know. I think people should take care of yourselves and watch what you take and stuff like that, because you're gonna get 30 days in the bench because something very, very little. So just be careful. But that match was really good. You could see the women talent, and it is no longer like a catfight. The girls really do wrestle. So that was a good match for me. Compared to the match of Sasha and Charlotte, because Sasha had in the back, so she wasn't in 100% shape. So storyline, she ended up losing the title so she can have a break and heal her back. So that's what happened. The match, the WWE Women's Championship match, wasn't as good as one could expect. Another good point of SummerSlam was AJ Styles versus John Cena. This has been a feud building up for months. I think since AJ came to the scene in WWE, he has had his eyes set on John Cena. And obviously with the coming of the club of Gallows and Anderson to add to the feud of AJ having the club on his side. But this time around it was a one-on-one because AJ is on SmackDown and the club is on Raw. So two separate brands, they couldn't get involved, so it was a one-on-one. It was a very good match. I was surprised that WWE made John lose, because he normally doesn't lose on pay-per-views, and I guess people now respect him a lot more because of the reaction at the end. People have kind of been putting Cena down for a long time, but I guess it's because they're tired of the babyface look that he's been having for the past years. And it's been a very long time since John Cena has been a heel, so I guess that's why they're kind of tired of it. So yeah. Another little note, very good note. For me, it's a good note because I think it's something that all WWE fans that know these people, that know the history of these people, have kind of been looking forward to. Then backstage, there was a little reunion of the Bullet Club. Now, if people don't know what the Bullet Club is, Bullet Club was a group of heels in New Japan. Now, this group of heels was very particular because it was all foreigners. So it wasn't Japanese people. Now they have one. Nowadays, I think they have one member that is Japanese. But originally, that wasn't the case. And it was all foreigners that were part of the Bullet Club. And the Bullet Club was actually created by the character that people know in New Japan as Prince Devitt, who is now Finn Balor. He turned heel and then started to add people to his group, including Gallows and Anderson, and they were like the baddest people in New Japan. So, and it's kind of gone over quite a lot. And there's a lot of people in NXT shows or WWE shows that show up with Bullet Club shirts on, because now Balor, Gallows, and Anderson are now on Raw. And to understand this, after Balor left New Japan, AJ Styles came into New Japan, and he kind of took over the leadership of the Bullet Club. So on SummerSlam, there was this little reunion between the club, Gallows and Anderson, AJ Styles, and they were kind of talking, and then you see Balor coming into the picture. And they kind of want to do the Bullet Club thing, that is the Too Sweet thing, but Balor doesn't do it. But everyone is kind of friendly in there, so everything is cool there. It was kind of a good moment. It was a cute moment, really. And I really liked that one. It was just a little sneak peek of what the WWE fans want, is to see kind of a reunion of the club. So that was a good one. Another good note was obviously Balor versus Rollins. And that was a very good match. And Balor ended up winning with a lot of difficulty knowing what happened. I think knowing now what happened to him, I think we can understand that he wanted, like, it must have been really hard for him, like, to win and to fight through the pain that he was feeling and beat Seth Rollins, win the title. If you don't know what happened to SummerSlam, beginning of the match, it was early stage of the match. Rollins and Balor come to the outside of the ring, and Balor and Rollins power bombs Balor to the barricades. And what happens there is that Balor dislocates his shoulder, and it is quite painful to see it. You can see it on some videos of WWE. You do see the bone of your shoulder popping up. There's like, you can see it like a bump in your back of something that's not supposed to be there. And Balor, he pushes his arm and he pops his shoulder back into place, and he goes back into the ring, and he continues to fight through the pain and fight Rollins. And I think everyone just knew what happened back on Monday. It was only when everyone kind of figured out the seriousness of his injury, because even he said that during the match, not just after that powerbomb, that after that he might have popped off his shoulder again. He did put it back in place, I know a lot of guys probably in WWE, they would not do that. They would have quit and they wouldn't continue his match. And it's admirable what he did. He fought through it and he handled probably over 50 minutes of excruciating pain and still be able to win against Rollins. And Rollins is not an easy guy to win against, so I'm extremely proud of him. And WWE, if you're looking for a new face, if you're really looking into a new face of the company, like John Cena, you got it on Balor. I really do, because it does remind me. He does remind me a little bit of Cena, because the match between Cena and Rollins, where he got a knee to his face, where Cena got a knee into his face and his nose was completely broken and was like on the side of his face. And he carried on. And he won. It was incredible. Balor reminds me a lot of Cena in that aspect, and he's now gonna be out for 6 months. Which is sad. He deserved that title. He deserved being at the top of the mountain back there. And the only thing I can say is I wish a speedy recovery to Balor. And I hope you come back soon and kick the ass of whoever is holding the Universal title when you get back. So that's the only thing I wish for. And I think that's it of the good notes of SummerSlam. I think that's probably it. And we come on Monday Night Raw, and because of the injury that Balor suffered, he asked to relinquish the title, and then comes Rollins, thinking that he would get the title without fighting anyone. He would just get the title. I mean, I'm really happy that they didn't give the title to Rollins, because I'm tired of that gimmick. I really am. I can't stand him yapping about it, that he deserves it. I can't. I'm sorry. He might be the sweetest guy outside of the ring, but I can't stand the gimmick anymore. And so now with the WWE Universal title vacant, we need a new champion. So a lot of people come forward. A lot of people like Roman Reigns, obviously, Chris Jericho, Owens, Sami Zayn, obviously Rollins, and Neville, and Big Cass. Big Cass was kind of a surprise that he got involved in the middle of it. It's kind of, yeah, it was surprising. It was really surprising. And there was a series of matches on that Monday, so only 4 would go to yesterday's Monday Night Raw and fight for the title in a 4-way elimination match. Now, before I go into yesterday's Monday Night Raw, and talk about who the new champion is and everything, I want to go through the titles and the new titles. So SmackDown doesn't have a women's title and doesn't have a tag team title. And the thing is, I think on SmackDown there's a lot more women there. At least it appears to be, because on Raw they've been only using Charlotte Now Sasha is out for a month. Paige is also out for a month because of violation of the wellness policy. They got Bailey. Finally, Bailey is come up from NXT, and now Bailey is there, and there's Dana Brooks, and who else is there? Oh, there's Nia Jax also on Raw, and Alicia Fox, I think she's on Raw as well. So there's not many girls. There's not many women in Monday Night Raw, and they kind of repeat from one week to the other whatever they do with the women. So I don't know, but SmackDown Live creates new championships. So they create the women's title for SmackDown and the tag team title for SmackDown. Now, let's talk about looks of the titles. So basically, I think WWE must not have a designer anymore because the design of the title looks exactly the same. And I mean exactly the same. The WWE World title, the Women's title, the Universal title, now the SmackDown Women's title, they look exactly the same. The only thing changing in those 4 titles is the colors. That is it. The WWE World Championship is black, the Women's title is white, the Universal title is red, and the SmackDown Women's title is white with the background of the W blue. That is no inspiration whatsoever. None. Zero. Zilch. Now, the tag team titles. The tag team titles, it's happening exactly the same thing. Because the new tag team titles of SmackDown, they look exactly like the normal tag team titles. They're just blue. So right now, the only kind of good-looking titles are the US title and the Intercontinental title because all the others kind of look exactly the same. That is it. So please, pretty please, do not renew the US title. Do not renew don't renew the looks of the US title or the Intercontinental title because if you do, it's just going to ruin everything. And you have been seeing the reaction that you get from the crowd whenever the WWE Universal title shows up. It sucks. It really does. It's horrifying. It's horrible. And the WWE Universe is not like against the title, it's just against the look of the title. So when they're booing, they're not booing the person, they're just booing the title. That is it. That's gone. That's it. Please hire a designer or whatever. Just change those titles, please. Even the NXT titles look better. The NXT titles, they look even better than the WWE titles. Really. I'm sorry, but just change the look of the titles. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Now, coming up to yesterday's Monday Night Raw. And I just watched it. And the probably biggest highlight is probably the 4-way match. Between Rollins, Reigns, Big Cass, and Kevin Owens. And going into this match, I was like, oh god, here we go again. They're gonna give it to Rollins again. But surprise, surprise, they didn't. And the match got really, really good. And no offense to him. Really, I really promise no offense to him. But when Big Cass got eliminated, since it was elimination match, that match, it just got into a whole new level. Whole new level. It was an awesome match. Up until Roman Reigns was probably the only one kind of standing-ish. It was able to stand on his feet. Rollins was down outside of the ring. Owens was also down outside of the ring, not getting up anytime soon. And Triple H shows up out of nowhere. And no one had seen Triple H on Monday Night Raw since WrestleMania. No one. He came out of the blue, did a pedigree to Roman Reigns outside of the ring, dragged him into the ring, and then dragged Seth Rollins to the ring. Now, everyone was kind of expecting, oh, here we go again. Triple H is gonna help Rollins win the title. It's gonna be all of this story is gonna be all over again. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, Roman is out. Now is Owens and Rollins. And Triple H goes after Owens and drags him into the ring. And Seth is there, he's looking, and Triple H is about to deliver a pedigree to Owens. But suddenly he turns into Seth, who's right behind him, and actually pedigrees Seth Rollins. That was out of the blue, really. That was kind of surprising. And he helps Owens get the WWE title. So now the new WWE Universal Champion is Kevin Owens. With a little help of Triple H that got out right after giving the title to Kevin Owens, and Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley were kind of shocked and outraged and whatever else happened. And that was it for Monday Night Raw. I was kind of surprised. I was really surprised. Out of everyone, out of those 4, I thought, well, Big Cass is not gonna get it because he just got there and it's his first time in a singles match of this size. I don't think he's gonna get it. I really hope they don't give it to Rollins because we're gonna have to handle with him yapping about again. So it was kind of between Roman and Owens. And Roman's reputation lately has been kind of iffy. People don't like him, even though he's a very good wrestler. Just people don't like him. I guess some people want him to turn heel. We never know. Whatever WWE has planned for Roman. And then there's Owens. Owens, the prize fighter Owens. So I was kind of surprised. I was really, really surprised. And I'm not sure how I feel about Owens being the WWE Universal Champion. But I guess I'm okay with it. The only thing I wasn't okay with it is Seth Rollins getting the title. That was the only thing I was not okay with. So I'm okay with the results that happened tonight. And yeah, I think this is it for recapping of what has been going on with WWE in the past couple of months. So I will see you guys in the next video. Don't know when that is going to happen, so yeah, bye.